You should eat a bowl or two of oatmeal every single day, right? I mean, that's what the food pyramid says. Well, not so fast. Do you know what oatmeal actually does in the body? Do you know some of the ingredients that when added to it make it an absolute health nightmare? Did you know that it could be one of the most dangerous things for type 2 diabetics or people with metabolic disorders? Today on Southern Keto, I'm going to talk a little bit about what oatmeal actually does in the body, and I'm going to show you an alternative that's actually nutritious, actually delicious, and actually is going to improve your health instead of making it worse. Stick around. I mean, it's great for you, right? It says so right there on the box. Heart healthy. Did you know companies pay so they can have that right on the box, even though there's really no benefit to it whatsoever? So why do I say oatmeal is so bad? Number one, oatmeal is super high in carbs, even the unsweetened kind. And let's be honest, the only way oatmeal even tastes good is if it's loaded down with sugar, artificial flavors, and all the other crap they put in there to make it taste good. It causes a rapid spike in blood sugar and insulin, especially when you eat it by itself. And you know, on the boxes they have the steel cut oats or the slow cooked oats, just to make it sound healthier, right? It does the exact same thing in the body as the regular instant oatmeal. So why is it bad when your blood sugar spikes? Well, when your blood sugar goes up, insulin has to come in to reduce the amount of sugar in the blood. Keep doing that over and over time, and you develop insulin resistance, and I talk about that in another video. Insulin is the hormone responsible for storing fat in the body. A lot of people think the enemy is cortisol. Cortisol causes insulin to spike, which causes you to gain weight or not be able to get the weight off. And it's the number one cause of belly fat. Oatmeal is not nutrient dense compared to like eggs, beef, and especially liver. Not that you want to eat liver for breakfast, but I'm just saying there's a lot better choices than the oatmeal, including what we're going to make in just a minute. Oatmeal is mostly just starch. It has a little bit of protein in it, but it does not have a complete amino acid profile like meat does. You need to eat a whole lot more of it to even feel full, which is going to backfire on your metabolism. Oats have something called phytic acid in them, which binds to minerals like zinc, iron, and calcium and blocks their ability to be absorbed into the body. So this can lead to mineral deficiencies over time, especially if you're eating it every day like the food pyramid tells you to do. Oats do contain some soluble fiber, but they also feed gut bacteria. Hopefully you've seen my video about healing the gut, and I talk about that in there. It can worsen bloating and gas, especially if you got SIBO or any of the other things I talked about in the other video. Oats can be contaminated with gluten just because of the processing, so even if it says gluten-free, if you're gluten sensitive, it can definitely trigger inflammation. And like I mentioned earlier, I mean, let's be honest, the only way to make it taste better is to add maple syrup, honey, straight sugar, bananas, raisins, or any of the other ingredients that you have to add just to make it taste decent. And I'll show you how to make mine taste great, but without the oats and without all the other stuff. Once you add all those ingredients in there, you have got a sugar bomb waiting to explode. Most of the oats, especially quick oats, are ultra processed and contain preservatives and a lot of other things you just don't want to put in your body. Studies even show that unless you eat oatmeal in huge amounts, there is absolutely no benefit to it at all. You need fiber for a healthy gut, but you don't need fiber from oatmeal. So hopefully I've convinced you that oatmeal is not the way to go. So let me show you what is. This is my Noatmeal recipe. Now y'all are not gonna believe how easy and how absolutely delicious this is. First thing we're putting in here is a couple cups of unsweetened almond milk. Now if you don't want to use almond milk, you could use macadamia nut milk, or you could use my keto milk recipe. I'll put a link to that up top and down in the description somewhere. I'm just going to turn this up on like a medium heat. The next thing I'm going in with is about a quarter cup of heavy cream. Now if you make the keto milk, you can just use that instead of the almond milk and the heavy cream because it's got heavy cream in it. Now I'll just give that a little bit of whiskey business. Now I told you there's a good way to get some fiber that's not oatmeal. And 2 tablespoons of chia seeds are going to do the trick. And if you're like me, you're just going to spill them all over the place, so just blow it off. The next thing I'm going in with is 2 tablespoons of ground flaxseed. Now if you can't find this stuff at a store near you, I'm going to put links down below for some good brands I recommend that you can pick up at Amazon. Then next I got some unsweetened coconut flakes. Because like me, we want a little bit of that nutty flavor. And then you want to throw in about 2 tablespoons of a nut butter. I'm using almond butter. You could use peanut butter if you wanted to. And if you store it upside down like that, you don't have to worry about stirring it very much. I'm just gonna go in with a little bit of that. And what's left on the knife? Well, that's just for me. Oh yeah, make sure you taste this. You don't want to give anybody any bad almond butter. And I'm gonna make a double batch of this. So I'm going in with a 1/4 cup of hemp hearts. I'm gonna add in 2 more tablespoons of the other stuff, and I'll be right back. And don't worry, I'll put the recipe down in the description so you got all the exact measurements. Hey, the liquid part was right at least. So it sure is a whole lot easier instead of doing all that if you just put a 1/4 cup of chia seeds, a 1/4 cup of ground flax seed, 1/4 cup of coconut, 1/4 cup of hemp hearts. But hey, what are you gonna do? And while we're on the 1/4 cup kick, I'm gonna throw in a 1/4 cup of allulose. Or if you can't get allulose, just use whatever your favorite keto sweetener is. Throw in a couple good pinches of some Redmond's real salt, a teaspoon of some cinnamon. You didn't see that, did you? And then 2 teaspoons of some good beaver-free vanilla. Now I'm telling you, if you have not made your own vanilla, I got some sitting up there just waiting for the right time. You definitely need to make your own. And I'll put a link to that video somewhere around here too. So now I'm just gonna start stirring this up. You don't want anything to stick to the bottom. These chia seeds are gonna kind of expand a little bit. I'm just gonna keep stirring pretty constantly for about 3-4 minutes. You know, get a nice little arm workout, and I'll show you what it looks like when it's done. Now you can probably see this is bubbling up pretty good, and it's getting nice and thick. That's what we want. I don't know if you'd call this a porridge or a Noatmeal or whatever you want to call it, but I will tell you one thing, you can definitely call it delicious and nutritious, unlike that oatmeal. So after 3 or 4 minutes, this is nice and thick. That's the consistency you want right there. But as it cools, it's gonna thicken up just a little more. So I'm good with it just like that. This is gonna make a delicious breakfast for you, lunch, whatever it is. I usually don't eat breakfast in the morning. I usually fast till about 2. But if I want a great breakfasty type food, this is gonna do the trick. Serve it with some strawberries on the side if you want. Blueberries, blackberries, whatever you got. I mean, come on now. You're not gonna miss oatmeal after you eat this. And it's a whole lot healthier. So you got the sweetness in there from the allulose. That little bit of cinnamon in there gives it a nice warm taste. And that beaver-free vanilla just does it every single time. So this is a really comforting food. And if you want some other great comfort foods, make sure you check out this video right up here.